Welcome to Clean Spores Woodworking Shop, Abrasive and Proud of It Live. I am Mike Z.
I am Chris and live in the studio today.
Absolutely. And today we're going to be talking about a few of our new upcoming products for 2022. Chris has some to display, and as well as some of our upcoming beginner series that we'll have going on this year, kind of getting into the depths of woodworking from a beginner standpoint. That way, making sure you understand the products that you're looking at and how to use them before you purchase.
That's right. And we do have quite a few things in the mix for 22. One being the room I'm in. Man, they have been working hard getting this thing dialed in. And I'll tell you what, Mike, it looks good. So we are going to rock and roll with hopefully some good content this year.
All right. I can't wait. So what do we have on tap for today, Chris?
Oh, man, just one of the many things would be the new Pika line, the PICA. If you've never seen them, it's a line of pencils and markers, and they're actually quite cool. The Pika pencil, for instance, it comes with its own sheath, so if you've got an apron like that, it'll click into there. You can pull your pencil out, right, put it right back in, and it's safe and good to go. When it's time to sharpen, it's got its own built-in sharpener out on the end, and it's a click pencil, so literally you can click and hold, pull out the long lead, and then you can interchange that with colored replacements. So if you're doing wood, for instance, there's red and yellow if you're trying to mark up something that requires a little bit more of a color than black. So you can interchange the red in for the black lead and mark that up nice and clean where you can see it, make it legible. And it comes in a cool little pack, so you can keep everything nice and neat. You won't worry about breaking the lead before you ever use it, like with a traditional click pencil.
And it can also be written on several different materials. It's stable up to 158 degrees or 70 degrees Celsius. And it's a special 2B graphite in hardness, but it'll write on metal, wood, laminates, plastics, you name it. It does a really good job all around and is a convenient holder as well as sharpener all built into one.
Yeah, so if you're in the shop and a lot of times you're like me, you lose your pencil, it's hard to miss this bright green thing here. And like I said, it fastens right into a nice apron or a shirt pocket if you've got it. And when you're ready to use the pencil, click it, go about your business. When you're done, it's got a house ready to go back home. So cool little setup. And that's not all they offer. We offer the full line of the Pika line. And so this is what's called the deep hole marker. So if you've got an area where you're trying to mark down inside of, let's say, a deep hole, this allows you to get down in there. It's got a long, skinny neck on it, so you can get down and mark your hole location if you're trying to drill a hole through a piece of material. It helps you to line that up a lot more efficiently than just trying to guess with a traditional pencil.
Yep, good for hard to reach spots, and it has a permanent alcohol-based ink, so therefore if you have to remove it, such as if you're doing something on metal or electrical, then you can use just simply alcohol to remove the mark so no one sees that you had marked it.
Yep. And then they've got if you're a fan of like Carpenter pencils, they've got what they call the big boy here. It's basically a mechanical Carpenter pencil. Quite cool. And so if you're, in the market, this will fit in your nail pouch, obviously. It's got a big monster green holster to stick it in. And just like the other, it's got a built-in sharpener ready to go.
Now, is that sandpaper on the holder there to be able to sharpen it?
It is. It's kind of a cool setup. It's a flat area that has a slight piece of abrasive on it, so you can kind of keep that clean. So you don't have to worry about having your knife and ruining the lead just trying to sharpen a pencil.
Gotcha. So it works on everything from stone to metal to wood and so much more.
Yeah, got a really cool, unique kind of lead that makes that quite universal. And then there's the bigger pencil. Reminds me of, when I was in kindergarten, using the big fat pencils, but instead of a round pencil that's going to roll off the job site on you, this is sort of an oval shape, and it actually is quite cool as well. I can pull that out, and I don't know if you can see it in the camera, but I mean, that's a sizable pencil there. You won't be losing that anytime soon. I'd struggle to keep it behind my ear. That's why they make a holster for it, Mike.
Awesome. And that holster is not only a holster for that, but it's a holster for almost any pencil that you have. It's a robust pencil quiver. It matches all thickness of wood pencils, no matter if it's oval, flat, oval, black edge, triangular, hexagonal shape, no matter the length, even the smallest stub, it will be able to hold it.
Yep. And it's got a nice big clip and a built-in sharpener, just like the small one.
Now, where I first saw that, if you have ever watched Brian Sedge from Festool, that is what he uses. And that's where we first found out about this, because it'll hold any pencil that you want to put in there. And it's real easy to pull out. And you just angle it away from that black rubber strip right there that holds the pencil in place. So you can easily slide it in, pull it right back out, use it, have a nice holster for your Carpenter pencil or any pencil, really.
Mm-hmm. But so that's just some of the line. And of course, we've got replacement leads and different colors for the markers. The markers come in a red, a white,
blue,
and I think a blue.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So if you're in the lumber yard and you're going to be marking on wood instead of using the old traditional wax type of markers,
Mm-hmm.
they now have the pick a marker, which is a lot easier to use in general. And the other thing is that with the, let's see, which one is it? The Carpenter pencil. It says all weather writing. What that means is it'll actually write while it's wet. So if you're out in the field and it's a damp day, or if it's slightly raining, then you can still get the work done without having to have the pencil lead roll on you.
Yep. And the nice thing about the whole Pika line is they're not just some cheap pencil. I mean, they're made in Germany. So there's engineering behind it and there's functionality behind it, which means ultimately when you get it, you know it's going to work and it's going to be a benefit in your shop. So I've already got plans. This is mine right here. So, hey, there you go.
Yep. I've got to get a replacement for mine because I rolled over it and broke it. So I do have to get myself another one, but I am looking for the deep hole just for the fact that I've done some electrical here recently, and that would have been very handy to mark where the screws need to go into the wall so I can pre-drill, especially in masonry. That would have been so much handier than what I came up with. So that's going to be next on my list.
So, and if you're looking into that line, if you're looking for something as a gift for someone, this is a very cool product line that offers a lot of versatility, and really it's a benefit in your shop. Hard to miss the green. So I like that idea. I don't have to be staring around looking for my pencil anymore. I know where it is.
There you go.
Right there.
Even the deep holes come in an orange, so it's visibly easy to see and find very quickly. But the Carpenter pencil that they offer is a very large Carpenter pencil. How long would you say that is? 10, 12 inches?
What, that red one?
Yeah, the 540.
Easy. I mean, in comparison, I got a pretty big head. So, you know.
Well, there you go, folks. If you need a Carpenter pencil the size of Chris's head, the 540 from Pika is the way to go.
Yep.
So what else do you have planned this year with 2022?
Well, obviously with this new room, we plan on doing some more content. Part of that content is focused on the beginner. And I think the way we're going to do it, it's going to be set up where it doesn't matter how long you've been in woodworking. We'll put together a few different series on beginning woodworking, and we'll kind of target that. But that'll help even the more seasoned veteran in the woodworking line, because it'll help bring back some of the basics that maybe you forgot. And some of those topics will be setting up a small shop, the key tools and machines to look for first, like a small garage type shop. Specialty woodworking, we'll be doing a lot with wood turning. One of our new tech guys that's with us, Chris, he is a fantastic wood turner. So we're going to do a series on beginning wood turning and kind of talk about what to look for in a lathe and some things like that. And of course, CNC, we're going to be looking at, a beginner CNC, what to look for in a machine, what to expect from certain types of machines, and then, basic uses and how to turn that around in your shop, even a small CNC, to where you can make some money even on the side.
That's right. And Tim, it is safe to draw on walls and not get in trouble. That's how that marker works. And you need the big chief tablet for sure with that pencil. Yeah, so the beginner series, we've got something coming. I'm going to show you a video that we've been working on. It's the blade height. It's just a simple video to kind of explain to you what to look for whenever you're selecting a blade, but not only that, as far as how high to cut it or how deep it should go on, depending on the saw it's used. So we'll go ahead and take a look at that bad boy. Let's take a look at the crosscut, chop saw, or the originator of them all, the radial arm saw. These saws are intended to crosscut the workpiece, so therefore you have a splinter-free, burn-free experience, but more importantly, so the blade doesn't climb towards you. And in order to understand what blade to look for, let's take a look at the geometry of a modern saw blade. Modern saw blades have carbide teeth. This does the primary cutting. While it also has gullets, this is intended to remove the chip and the dust from the carbide tooth cut. Think of the gullet as a gutter for your house. So on a cross-cut saw, what you want to look for is a -degree angle. If we were to dissect this in half, you would have a 0-degree line, which is the top center of the blade. Anything positive would be for ripping, glue line, and combination. Great for a table saw. But on a miter saw, you actually want to have a backwards or -degree angle. This is good for aluminum, miter, and double-sided laminates. This will also ensure that when you're cutting, the blade and the saw is not climbing towards you to where you have to push back against it the whole time. So the next time you're shopping for a blade, look for a negative angle. Now let's take a look at table saw blades. This is a general purpose rip crosscut middle of the road performance. What we mean by that is that these blades typically have a 15-degree angle, which is great for ripping. But the downside is that it's not so great for cross-cutting. If you're someone who doesn't like to change the blade often, these are very convenient, but be assured that they will not do both operations equally great. They'll just do them both good. The other thing we need to take a look at is the table saw blade height. The blade height should be, as is recommended by the blade manufacturers, a full carbide tooth or half of the carbide tooth above the work surface. This will ensure for a cleaner cut, easier use, and less kickback. When cross-cutting smaller pieces, it's really important to have the blade low enough, as recommended by the manufacturer. Too high, and the wind coming off the back of the blade is going to start separating the offcut piece away from the blade. This can cause it to catch the blade at the end of the cut, throwing it somewhere or kicking it out of the way. So always make sure the blade's low enough whenever doing small piece cross-cutting. But I know you've seen videos where the blade's all the way up and it looks really cool, there's dust everywhere. Here's the issue though. The gullets on the back of the blade act like fan blades, taking all of that material that you're removing from the carbide teeth and throwing it into the operator's face, which causes you to not be able to pay attention to the cut. So while it looks cool on video, it's actually very unsafe and not recommended. But what happens if you only have a ripping blade and you want to cut plywood? This is not recommended for the fact that a ripping blade will cause vibration in plywood. Plywood is unsupported on the back typically, so unless you have an outfeed table, you're going to have a rate of bounce. This bounce is going to cause you to pay attention to that rather than the cut. The other reason is that usually they're 24 teeth. The blade is actually slapping the workpiece instead of cutting when it's up too high, causing blade chatter. And so what all of this in combination is going to do is make for an unpleasurable cutting experience where you're going to be paying more attention to everything going wrong and not cutting at the time, which is usually going to be a safety factor where you're going to get hurt. So we recommend not to use a ripping blade on plywood, but instead use a plywood blade or a combination blade that's designed for plywood applications. Another note about having the table saw blade height set to a proper level is going to be the dust control. The gullets are going to act like a gutter, removing the dust from the cut, but it removes it to the front of the blade, therefore underneath the saw. This should create less dust in your face next time you are cutting. So we hope you found this video helpful, and please check out Klingspor's Woodworking Shop on all of our social media channels for more upcoming videos and tips and tricks for the beginner. So that's kind of what we're looking at doing for 22, is just to have a basics on woodworking in general. So everything from blades, bits, sandpaper, chisels, sharpening, everything that we can possibly think of, we're going to have something on just to kind of give you an idea of the proper usage that we found to do over the years.
Yeah, and we do a lot of woodworking, so we're not just guys here just trying to tell you or sell you stuff. We actually use the products that we offer and can give you good testimony as to what works and what doesn't. So, like the whole line of Klingspor blades, those are really good. Hopefully we can expand those a little bit more and get into some of the thin kerf line. That is sort of a goal we've got, and hopefully we can make that happen. But in the meantime, obviously we're going to continue to do these lives all through 22. So if you've got technical questions, feel free. You can catch us on one of these live shows, or you can email us, and we'll be happy to help out any way we can. Let us know.
Well, that didn't work. Hold on a second there.
Unlike me and Mike, that didn't work.
Yeah, I know, right? And the banner, there we go. So, sales at woodworkingshop.com. You can just send your general inquiry there. You can call us at 800-228-0000. Or if you visit us at woodworkingshop.com, there is a chat button in the lower right-hand corner, and Chris and I are on there constantly. So, if you have a question about a product while you're looking at it, go ahead and throw that question out there, and we'll be glad to help you.
Yep. So we want to make sure we help you dial in 22 that's right for you. So, we've got a lot of new products coming in. A lot of old products are finally being replenished thanks to supply chains finally freeing up some. So hopefully, early part of 22, we can start getting in some of the things that maybe you've been looking for and we haven't had, or get in some of the new things that are just new to the market. So looking forward to seeing what all new stuff's coming out.
Absolutely. And we're going to go ahead and trademark that right now. Dial in 22 that's right for you. Well, hope you enjoyed this edition of Abrasive and Proud of It Live. If you have any questions or have content that you'd like to see in future episodes, please feel free to reach out to us and let us know. Once again, this is Klingspor's Woodworking Shop, woodworkingshop.com, or 800-228-0000. For Abrasive and Proud of It Live, I'm Mike Z.
I'm Chris, and hey, you know what, Mike? I just had a thought.
What you got, bud?
What if somebody wants to see the monthly emails that we put out?
What can they do to get that? They can do that too. Actually, monthly emails can be found at woodworkingshop.com, and down at the very bottom there is a sign up for emails. You'll only be sent the promotional emails. We send out about once every Monday, so about 3 times a month, I believe it is, 4 at the most. Obviously, there's 4 weeks in a month. But that's all you'll receive. You won't receive a bunch of other stuff. We don't over send you emails. We don't like that ourselves, so we don't want to pass that on to you.
Yep. But there's a lot of great deals. As a matter of fact, in one of the future emails, you might even see these pick a pencil marker Carpenter thingies. So check, go subscribe, get on that email list, and take advantage of the deals that we put out. I don't think you'd be too disappointed. It might actually make you happy.
That's right. And then if you aren't sure about signing up for emails, we will show you what the emails will have in them here on this show. Usually just the first few minutes or so of Abrasive and Proud of It Live, we'll go over the email promotions. But again, your actual information, your privacy is very important to us. So we don't do anything with the email list other than send you promotional emails.
Yep. Well, I think that's probably about all we got for today. I don't know. But hopefully everybody likes the pencils. I know I'm a fan. Going to be taking advantage of that myself right here as soon as this show is over. And looking forward to seeing what 22 brings for you.
Absolutely. So thank you so much for watching. We hope you all have a great day, and we'll see you next week, Tuesday at 11 a.m.
You have a great day.